We used to go back from skiing on a Sunday night, and they were looking for something to do on a Sunday night for killing a couple of hours after the skiing. There was a YMCA I was going to. It was a coffee house, very good one, great place. I just happened to be there one day, and they were talking, and I said, I kind of like folk music. So they'd ask me if I would help do some booking or even help set the place up. But make a long story short.
Don't make a long story short.
Well, no, I'm just using that phrase. Sounds good. To make a long story short, it became a life of its own. It moved around quite a bit, and the first one I ran was at Hyde Park YMCA, and it was called the Whistle Stop. The train station was right across the road. And there was an old, I think it was called the Paradise Hotel. Folk music and railroads always went together. Talking about Jimmy Rogers and the singing brakeman, and we had mostly performers, and we didn't care what they did. We didn't have too much equipment, so we could set up in a phone booth. All we needed was a couple of people with a guitar and 4 people to stand and watch. I like any music where somebody's making it. You know, even if it's a crappy song, at least they're trying to do something. It's like painting. So you paint a crappy picture, but you're trying to paint. And music can be that too. But music hits trends, and it's hooked to making money and stuff like that. And we really weren't into that. A year or two before that, they opened another coffee house called Fat Albert's. And it was in Huron Street United Church in the basement. And when I walked out of the Whistle Stop that night, 2 friends of mine were standing outside there. Let's go have a coffee. And I said, uh-oh, something's wrong. And they said, we need some help. And so I ended up at the Fat Albert's, just in the annex. Kitty corner to Rochdale. It's about 40 stories high. They had a lot of hippies in there. Pretty tough to rate a 45-story building. And they had guys looking out the window and all. There was all kinds of. Murray McLaughlin lived in there. I think Neil Young lived in there. I told you I wouldn't mention those guys. The question I got asked 500 times: who performed there? No, you should be asking me how many performers that should have made it. You got to be in the right spot at the right time. I don't like using names, but I have friends who, Bare Naked Ladies, they made it in the States. They were popular all over. Yet, what was Bobby Wiseman in? Blue Rodeo never made it in the States. Bobby's wonderful. Bobby, he's not the greatest singer in the world. I'll tell you a little story about Bobby. He used to go big on our place. I was there one night and he'd be playing it with his elbows. And just to show you the difference. And I was out in the hall, we were just coming around the corner, and the 2 guys were walking out. And the guy saying, I didn't just come down here to hear some guy play the piano with his elbows. So that's why I always say, you know, if somebody like it, Bobby was very popular with our place and the offbeat crowd. Even though I can't say I was a hippie or anything like that, but I had a little different attitude about the music. The music wasn't everything, but it was a lot, but the people were the more important.